basics. Today we're diving back into Subnautica to review the vehicles that you can build in-game, as well as some tips on how to best utilize them and upgrade them. And as you have probably already noticed, I got a new mic, so my voice is a little clearer in the video. Also, before we start, I am going to be spoiling major elements of the game that contribute to its atmosphere, so me explaining them can ruin the immersion of the game. I will also be revealing major story elements, so if you don't want the story to be ruined for you, I'll give you a solid spoiler warning beforehand. Before we get too far into the video, if you like what you see, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and above all else, make sure to comment ideas for any games or videos you would like to see in the future. And without further ado, let's dive on it. There are 4 different kinds of vehicles in Subnautica, but these 3 are the main vehicles that will be used throughout your entire gameplay. First, we have the Seamoth. It is a tiny, one-man submersible that can be upgraded with 4 upgrade modules, and it is fairly simple to create, and all of its ingredients can be found in the safe shallows and surrounding biomes. It is also going to be one of your first vehicles, considering that its fragments are also found nearby to your spawn point. This vehicle is mainly used for traversing the surface waters. Many of the fragments for the Seamoth can be found either in the safe shallows, the red grass plains, or sometimes in the creepvine forests. Next, we get to what will most likely be your second vehicle, the Cyclops. It is a massive submarine that requires a lot of resources to make, and its fragments are scattered all around the entire top layer of the map. You can find the fragments for this in any of the outer biomes. The main purpose of this vessel is to function as a mobile base. So if we go inside, you'll see that we can walk around in a dry environment. We have plenty of storage. We can go up ladders into the engine room, and we can use our trusty little building tool to build whatever interior modules we want. Now let's look at the prawn suit, which will most likely be your third and final vehicle that you build in Subnautica. Its fragments can be found in only one place, and that is the Aurora, and the ingredients to build it can only be found in the outer edges of the map. So the prawn suit is mostly used to traverse the deepest parts of the map, and that includes places like the Lava Zone and the Lost River. And naturally, these areas come rich with resources, but it is difficult to pick those resources when you're constantly being berated by predators. So, these arms on it can be used to pick up resources and put it into a small little storage container on the back of it while you are still protected within the machine. It should also be noted that the prawn suit comes with 4 upgrades, much like the Seamoth, but it also comes with 2 additional upgrades to the arms, and you can switch out different arm modules to serve and fulfill different functions. So when using the vehicle bay, if you click use vehicle bay and you go to vehicles, you will see your 3 different options for creating vehicles. So for the Seamoth, as you can see, we need 1 titanium ingot, 1 power cell, 2 things of glass, a lubricant, and a piece of lead. Very simple ingredients that can all be found within the safe shallows and or the surrounding biomes. However, when we get to the Cyclops, it gets a little harder. It turns into 3 plasteel ingots, 3 enameled glass, lubricant, an advanced wiring kit, and lead, and 3 pieces of lead. These are also extremely easy items to find within the vicinity of your spawn point. However, there is just a lot of them, so you need to do a lot of mining. But next up, we have the prawn suit, which is 2 plasteel ingots, aerogel, enamel glass, diamonds, and lead. These ingredients can only be found in specific biomes that remain outside of your reach when only utilizing your swim power. Warning: from this point on, I will be spoiling major aspects of the game. If you have not played it and/or want to enjoy it free of spoilers, then I highly suggest you click off the video at this time before continuing. Continue to watch at your own risk. Okay, for this next segment of the video, I will be talking about the upgrade modules for each vehicle and where to get them. So first off, let's start off where to get them. In order to get the upgrade modules for the Seamoth and the Prawn Suit, the smallest vehicles in the game, you first need a moon pool with a vehicle upgrade console inside of it. So let's head on inside. This fabricator fabricates the upgrade modules for each vehicle. So for both vehicles, we can manufacture a hull reinforcement, an engine efficiency module, and a storage module. And we can put any of these on any vehicle. But the Seamoth specific modules can only be placed on the Seamoth. So we have the Seamoth depth module, the solar charger, the perimeter defense system, the torpedo system, and the sonar. Then we have the prawn suit. We have prawn suit depth module, the thermal reactor, the jump jet upgrade, the prawn suit propulsion cannon, the suit grappling arm, the drill arm, and the torpedo arm. And then we have different torpedoes for the torpedo upgrade on the Seamoth and the torpedo arm on the prawn suit. We have a vortex torpedo and a gas torpedo. So as you can see, if we go to the depth module for each of these, it is only Mark 1. So to get the next generation of depth modules, we need to go to this modification station. And then, as you can see, it contains upgrades for all sorts of your tools and such, as well as the Cyclops depth module, and the Seamoth depth module, and the Prawn Suit depth module. However, you might be wondering, why aren't there any Cyclops upgrade modules inside this fabricator? Well, that's because the Cyclops can't exactly fit inside this moon pool. So in order to make the upgrades for the Cyclops, we have to go to the Cyclops itself. So I'll be right back. So here we are back on the Cyclops. Now, in order to find the upgrade module fabricator for the Cyclops, we have to go to the engine room and to the left, and you will see the fabricator. As you can see, we have plenty of upgrades to place into this behemoth of a submarine. We have the depth module, the engine efficiency module, the shield generator, and several more. So, as you can see, I have built a base and 2 moon pools, which contain a Seamoth, a Prawn Suit, and a Cyclops, that all contain what I believe to be the ideal upgrade modules for each vehicle. The upgrades we have are the sonar upgrade, the depth module Mark III, the solar charger, and the perimeter defense system. I believe these are the most effective because the Seamoth is meant to be a quick and agile submersible that can avoid most danger. However, it also cannot go very deep. As you can see in the top, it only goes down to 900 meters, which in Subnautica is actually not that deep. It's about halfway down the entire map. So, for most of your playthrough, and for most of the time you're in the submersible, you will be using the solar charger to recharge your Seamoth without having to create more power cells. Now, the sonar is fairly simple. Every time you click, it sends out a radio wave, which scans the terrain and any creatures that it might come into contact with. Now, the next upgrade is the perimeter defense system. It functions a lot like the solar sonar in which you click, but if you hold it, it gives it a bigger charge. So if you click and then release, it creates a giant electrical field around you, which can be used to deter predators such as a Leviathan-class creature, or even just the smallest tiny fish if you feel so inclined. As you can see, with the prawn suit, we have in the upgrades bar 6 upgrades, but 2 of them are arm upgrades. So the 4 major upgrades that I believe are most efficient for the prawn suit are the jump jet upgrade, the depth module Mark II, a storage module, and a thermal reactor. And for the arm upgrades, I believe that the grappling arm and the drill arm are by far the most useful. So let's hop in the prawn suit real quick. So unlike the sea moth, which can scurry about, the prawn suit relies on the ground below it. That is why you have a jump jet. So if you find yourself with a ledge in front of you, you can just press the space bar and hold it, and boom, you can jump right up, and you can go however high you want. And this is why the jump jet upgrade is so useful, because it allows you to jump up and basically boost yourself extremely high when necessary. The thermal reactor is mainly used to support your power needs, because when you're traveling down in the deep biomes of Subnautica, you will find a lot of thermal vents and also a lot of lava. These things can be used to recharge your prawn suit on the fly, so you don't need to replace any possible power cells that you might lose. Now, the storage module on a regular prawn suit is extremely small. So, by putting the regular everyday storage module upgrade, you increase the storage to that of about a wall walker. Now, let's talk about the arm upgrades. So, when traveling through the deepest regions of the area, you will find yourself traveling through lots of caves. Now, in caves, a grappling arm that can extend extremely far ahead of you can give you a nice boost and is extremely useful when you're running away from the scariest of predators. The drill arm's main purpose is actually to mine large mineral deposits, such as this large salt deposit. So if we drill this, as you can see, the items will, well, if I weren't in creative mode, the items would be automatically deposited into the vehicle storage. And with the increased storage module, that allows us to drill for more items. Okay, so now that we're back at the base, instead of going into the moon pool, I'm going to go into the Cyclops. Because the small vehicles of Subnautica, such as the prawn suit and the sea moth, can be fit inside the underbelly of the Cyclops. So, now that that's there, if we look at this console, you'll see the upgrades that we have connected to the prawn suit, and you'll see also that we can take these upgrades out and replace them with new ones from this little console, instead of having to drop the prawn suit and get out of the Cyclops just to change the upgrades. So now, let's go back to the Cyclops' upgrades. So as you can see, there are 6 different upgrade slots that you can use for the Cyclops. Now, the ones that I believe are most useful are the fire suppression system, the engine efficiency module, the shield generator, the Mark III depth module, the Cyclops docking bay repair module, and the thermal reactor module. The thermal reactor works a lot like the prawn suit's thermal reactor, in which you will mostly be using this machine to traverse extremely hot regions, and that will automatically charge your ship. Although, for the Cyclops, it is not as fast. It will slowly charge your ship over time, but it will not be instant, almost like the prawn suit. So that is where the engine efficiency module comes in. It makes sure that you use less energy for what the... It makes sure you use less energy, basically canceling out the slowness of the thermal reactor module. When you are driving the Cyclops, you will find that you run into a lot of cave walls and a lot of predators. So, by using this shield, you can avoid most of the damage that that creatures or yourself will cause to the ship. Now, this is essential because the Cyclops does not damage like a normal vehicle in Subnautica. For the prawn suit and the sea moth, all you need to do is take a nifty repair tool and right-click on it, and it will automatically repair the entire ship. However, with the Cyclops, if you damage it, holes will form on the outside of the Cyclops. So in order to fix it, you have to go outside. And that puts you at risk. So by having this shield generator, you actually defend yourself from most of the damage you will receive outside. The only issue is that the shield requires a lot of power to maintain. Next up, we have the fire suppression system. As you can see, we have 3 speeds for the Cyclops: slow, standard, and flank speed. Flank speed will overheat the engine if you push it on too long, and when you overheat the engine for too long, you will actually start fires in the engine room. Now, I think we can all agree that starting a fire from this portion of the sub, then going back here to grab a fire extinguisher and run all the way back, wastes a lot of time, and in that time you can get extremely damaged by a creature that wants you dead, correct? Well, the answer to that is the fire suppression system. If you click this, the bulkhead over here will seal itself, and all the oxygen will be removed from that section of the ship. So you will no longer have any fire in that area if you have fire, but you must realize that it has a very long cooldown. So when building in my Cyclops, I like to close this door, mostly because I don't like building inside the cockpit. I like it how it looks. So what I like to do most of the time is I like to only build within this little mediator room. So if we pull out our building tool, what I believe is to be the necessary pieces you need would be 1 fabricator, one power cell charger, 1 battery charger, and a couple wall lockers. Although, since the Cyclops already has sufficient storage in its underbelly, you probably won't need the lockers. And then, to wrap it all up, an interior grow bed. Now, with this grow bed, you can place any amount of land-based food options, such as lantern fruit or marble melon. It doesn't really matter which, just as long as it provides some level of food and water. Okay, now that we've finished reviewing all the vehicles and all their upgrades, it's time for me to end the video. So if you liked it, make sure to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. And above all else, make sure to comment any video games or tutorials you would like to see in the future. Now, if you don't mind, me and my Seamoth army are going to go make it an effort to scan the ocean floor. So I'll see you all next time.